welcome to English Audio Lab. My name is Alicia.
And I'm Trevor. We're so glad you're here to practice English with us.
Today we have a very useful topic. It's something you can use every single day.
That's right. We're going to learn how to talk about a normal day. We will cover vocabulary for your morning, afternoon, and evening routine.
This is perfect for making small talk with colleagues or just sharing more about yourself with friends.
Exactly. So relax, listen closely, and let's get started.
So, Trevor, to start, I have a question for you. Are you a morning person?
A morning person? That's a great question. I would say yes, I am. I enjoy the quiet of the early morning.
I thought so. You always seem so awake. What does your morning look like?
Well, my alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m., but I usually wake up a few minutes before it. I like to stretch a bit, and then I get up. The first thing I do is make a cup of coffee. I can't really function without it. While my coffee brews, I will read the news on my phone for about 15 minutes.
That sounds so calm and organized. My morning is a little different.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, my alarm goes off at 7, but I always hit the snooze button, maybe 2 or 3 times,
I think many people can relate to that.
right? So I finally get out of bed around 7:20. Then it's a rush. I quickly get dressed, brush my teeth, and grab a banana for breakfast. I usually eat it on my way to the bus stop.
So your morning is much more fast-paced than mine.
Definitely. It's a race against the clock. So we've covered our very different mornings. What about your afternoons, Trevor? Are they just as calm and organized?
That was a great example of two very different mornings. Now, let's break down some of the useful words and phrases we used. This is a great way to build your vocabulary.
Good idea. You said you're a morning person. What does that mean exactly?
A morning person is someone who feels awake and has a lot of energy in the morning. The opposite is a night owl. A night owl likes to stay up late and has more energy at night.
I see. I am definitely more of a night owl. I also said I hit the snooze button.
Yes, the snooze button on an alarm lets you sleep for a few more minutes, usually 5 or 10 before the alarm rings again. It's very tempting.
It is. Then we both talked about our routine. A routine is the usual series of things that you do at a particular time.
Let's talk about some common verbs for daily routines. We start with waking up. I said I wake up. This is when your eyes open and you are no longer asleep.
Then there's get up. This means to get out of your bed. Sometimes you wake up, but you don't get up for 10 minutes.
Exactly. After you get up, you get ready. This includes many things like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, and getting dressed.
Right. And for work, we have the commute. The commute is your journey from home to work and from work back home.
Moving to the afternoon, a common activity is to have lunch or take a lunch break.
At the end of the workday, you wrap up your work. This means you finish what you are doing.
After that, you might head home, which is another way to say go home.
In the evening, people like to unwind. To unwind means to relax. You might unwind by watching TV, reading a book, or listening to music.
And finally, at the end of the day, you go to bed or get to bed. This means you go into your bed to sleep. Now, let's listen to these words in some short, realistic dialogues. This will help you understand how they're used in everyday conversations.
Okay, dialogue one. This conversation is between two colleagues at the office in the morning. I'll be Sarah, and Trevor will be Mark. Morning, Mark. How was your commute today?
Hey, Sarah, it wasn't too bad. I managed to grab a coffee on my way in. Really needed to get the day started.
I know what you mean. I had to rush this morning. I barely had time for breakfast.
Well, let's hope the day gets better from here. Do you want to take a lunch break around noon? Sounds
Good to me.
great. Now for dialogue two. This is a phone call between two friends making plans for the evening. I'll be David.
And I'll be Chloe.
Hey, Chloe, how's your day going?
Hi, David. It's been busy, but good. I'm just about to wrap up work for the day.
Perfect timing. What do you usually do after work? Do you have any plans tonight?
Normally, I just head home and make dinner. I like to unwind with a good book, but I'm free tonight. What did you have in mind?
How about we grab a bite to eat? There's a new Italian place downtown.
That sounds lovely. I'm in. Those dialogues show how these phrases fit into natural conversations. Now, let's practice repeating and paraphrasing some key sentences. This is excellent for your pronunciation and memory.
I'll say a sentence slowly, then Alicia will say at a more natural speed. Please listen and repeat both versions. Let's begin. I usually wake up around 6:30.
I usually wake up around 6:30.
Now let's paraphrase. That means saying the same thing with different words. You could also say, my alarm is set for 6:30, or I get up at 6:30.
Okay, next one.
I commute to work takes 1 hour.
My commute to work takes 1 hour.
Other ways to say this are, it takes me an hour to get to work, or my journey to work is 1 hour long.
Last one for this section.
I like to unwind after a long day.
I like to unwind after a long day.
You could also say, I enjoy relaxing in the evening, or I need to de stress after work.
Great work. Now it's your turn to speak. This is your guided listening and speaking practice. I will ask you a question. Please pause the audio and say your answer out loud. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is just to practice speaking.
Ready? Let's talk about your morning. Question 1. What time do you usually wake up?
Excellent. You could say, I usually wake up at, and then say the time. For example, I usually wake up at 7 a.m.
Question 2. What is the first thing you do after you get up?
Wonderful. Maybe you said something like, the first thing I do is make coffee, or I brush my teeth first.
Okay, now let's think about your evening. Question 3. What do you usually do to unwind after a busy day?
Fantastic. You might have said something like, I like to watch a movie, or I listen to music to unwind, or I cook a nice meal.
You're doing a great job. Finally, let's talk about some real life examples and variations. How to make your descriptions sound even more natural.
When we talk about routines, we often use frequency adverbs. These words say how often we do something. Words like always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, and never.
For example, I could say, I always have coffee in the morning. This means I have it 100% of the time.
And I could say, I sometimes go to the gym after work. This means I do it, but not every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
It's also important to remember that our weekday routine can be very different from our weekend routine.
That's so true. On weekdays, I have to get up early, but on weekends, I love to sleep in. To sleep in is a great phrase that means to sleep later than usual on purpose.
Me too. You can also talk about what you do to prepare for the next day. For example, some people pick out their clothes the night before, or they pack their lunch to save time in the morning.
Those small habits can make a big difference in how your morning feels. Trying to use these phrases will make your English sound much more detailed and natural.
We have covered a lot today. Let's do a quick summary.
We started by learning how to describe our morning routine using words like wake up, get up, and commute. We learned the difference between a morning person and a night owl.
Then we talked about the afternoon and evening. We learned phrases like wrap up work, head home, and unwind.
We listened to dialogues, practiced our pronunciation, and you even had a chance to speak and answer questions about your own day.
Remember, the key to confidence is practice. Don't be afraid to use these phrases. Try to describe your day in English, either to a friend or just to yourself. Every little bit of practice helps.
That's right. You are building a wonderful skill, and you should be proud of your progress. Thank you so much for joining us today at English Audio Lab.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep shining. We'll be back soon with another lesson. Until then, take care.
Bye for now.